Is the wrong turn reboot the right turn, or just another random turn? Look, when you're a horror franchise about cannibals in the woods who eat dumb teenagers, it's pretty much a winning formula. I mean, how else can you top something so tasty? The reality is, after so many entries and mixed receptions, there was only so many times that the same movie could be repackaged and marketed as something different. In the latest reboot, though, the original screenwriter Alan McElroy has decided to dig a little deeper than the conventional cannibal storyline. Instead of making a horror flick that's perfect for straight-to-DVD, he's actually leaned more into the indie world, choosing the threat of terror over the constant scares. In the reboot, the premise is still simple and as you'd expected. A couple of dumb teenagers end up in the woods and, they end up battling against the people living there. This time, though, those people, they're not cannibals. In fact, they're a community that's chosen to forego civilization and create their own utopia as the foundation. Pretty cool name. More importantly, there's not so much of a clear divide between the heroes and the villains of the story here. Both parties do some pretty twisted things to each other, and you kind of understand the wild reactions and overreactions to it. And that's probably what makes this version of Wrong Turn smarter and more psychological than the previous entries. You see, you actually get a sense of uncomfortableness as you watch the tension on screen. It isn't just a constant jump scare film, as it actually takes its time to truly sink into your brain and make you feel queasy throughout. That isn't to say that there aren't any gory kills anymore, because there's a lot of that. Some of them are quite inventive, and there are a few moments when you think, oh, no, the filmmakers will definitely not commit to that, and they totally do. But the brutality aside, the questions Wrong Turn asks of society are certainly the most fascinating part of the movie, and something that was totally unexpected. From the judgmental teenagers criticizing the small town folk, to the Foundation refusing to conform to society's rules and standards, it's a journey into the fragmented and divided nature of our world. Everyone claims they're right and the other person is wrong, but there's no dialogue taking place to address the unrest or issues. Ultimately, it leads to presumptions, and you know what they say about that, right? And that's where the conflict arises. You kind of just want to shake everyone in this film and say, if you weren't such an idiot and applied some common sense and reason, everyone would still be alive at the end of the day. But that's the very intention of the film. This isn't a typical slasher that'll make for the ideal party movie. It's more of a layered approach that could easily fit in with a Robert Eggers or even Ari Aster film. Naturally, like with any other horror film, the ending is slightly open-ended, leaving the possibility for a sequel or another too. But here's the thing, as much as the film is super enjoyable, it doesn't actually need one. Instead, this Wrong Turn needs to live on its own, because it's done something that the previous 6 films never managed to do. It actually made us think. Honestly, peeps, you should not sleep on this reboot. It's better than all the past films in the franchise and actually reinvents itself in a really good way. And that gets 2 thumbs up from us.